Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are all doing fantastically well. Today I'm joined with Matt Lynch from the Villa View for a little opposition preview ahead of this Saturday's game. And at the start of the season, we probably looked at this fixture and thought, wow, this is going to be a really important game. But actually, it's kind of a bit of a dead rubber, really, for both of us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a real anticlimax for me. It's worth absolutely nothing to either of us now when, as I said 6 or 7 months ago, this is going to be a game that could potentially decide who gets a playoff space. But obviously it's far from that, and it's just going to be the case of the dead rubber game, as you've touched on.
Yeah, I mean, what's kind of gone wrong for you guys this season? Because we played you back in, I think it was December, and you were terrible that day, and things didn't really progress from there. You've started to pick up form recently, but still, you're not going to be able to reach the playoffs this season. And you, alongside us, were probably two of the favourite teams to go up alongside Newcastle. Spent big money, good manager on board. Is it just kind of been a bit of a transitional season for you?
Yeah, stability, exactly that. It's transitional. We've got a lot of older players that we had to ship out in the summer, and that destabilises the ship, obviously. And then you bring in a load of players, but then half of them turn out to be useless, for another word to express it. And then we've had to reinvest again in January in players that are good quality, championship quality. But the thing with that is you're doing another overturn of players again, which means that subsequently you've got basically your pre-season is January into February, which isn't ideal when you need to pick up points there, which obviously we didn't. So it's left us in the position now where we're winning games, but really it's not worth much now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have sort of experienced the Championship this season for the first time in a long while. I mean, we've been up and down between the leagues for my lifetime, really. How have you found the Championship? Has it been a lot tougher than you expected, or a bit crazy?
It's been crazy, to be fair. I expected it to be tough, like going to games like Brentford. I always knew there'd be a tough game. Some Villa fans thought it would be a walk in the park, but I knew full well that it wouldn't be, and it was proven the way we played against Brentford, for example, that these teams are hard to beat, hard to play. They're hardened teams that have got the Championship experience in them. The likes of Cottrell, who's now playing for Bristol City. These players are seasoned professionals at this division, and they understand it better than anyone. I think some fans sort of underestimated the fact that these players might not be the best technically gifted players, but they understand the league better than many of our players at the start of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's quickly talk about the transfers you've brought in. You've spent big money on a few different players. Have any of them kind of let you down, and what have been the ones that have really kind of have shone for you?
Well, obviously the main talking points, Ross McCormack, start of the season, player we obviously beat you to sign him, and we expected a lot from him, and I know Norwich fans were gutted they didn't get him as well. But really, I'm sure you're quite happy now that you haven't got him in your side, because frankly, he's been absolutely useless for us. He's caused mass trouble, and as you've heard with Gate, nightmare scenario. But now he's at Nottingham Forest and they're having equally as bad problems where he's just not match fit properly and he's not scoring goals like he should be. But it's just one of them costly, real cost for us. £12 million literally down the drain for us. Apart from that, I think the goalkeeping situation, we've not had a stable number one all season, to be honest. That one was a poor move in the summer as well. But overall, the January signings, they've done quite well, considering that half of them are injured at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the likes of sort of Scott Hogan, Conor Hourihane, brought in a few others, didn't you? Jonathan Codger in the summer. They've looked like they've been money well spent to me. I'm not sure what you guys think.
Yeah, Conor Hourihane, key example for me. We paid a minimal fee for him. If we were buying him in the summer, if he had more years left on his contract, he'd be looking at 10 million plus, I think, to be honest. So we've got a really good deal there. I think the same goes for Henry Lansby, that we obviously signed in January. Similar sort of business, quite cheap. End of his contract, so we got him really cheap. Jonathan Codger's proved great value for money. He's looking to be the first goal scorer to hit 20 goals since Peter With in a season, so that's pretty impressive considering Peter With scored the European Cup winning goal for us. Apart from that, yes, Scott Hogan, as soon as he's getting back to full fitness now, we're starting to see him a bit more. Scored against Wigan. I'm sure he'll be itching to try and get more on the score sheet as Bruce tries to go for that 4-4-2 formation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's talk about Norwich quickly then. What have you guys made of our season, sort of looking from the outside in?
For me, I follow Norwich quite closely just because I've always had an eye on them. I've always had an interest in the way they do. I don't know why, but for me, it's been really poor from your board. I think the board is the issue here.
Yeah.
The likes of Alex Neil, he should have gone long before he did. And I thought back in, I was looking at the table back at the start of January, I think it was, on your results. I was thinking, really, they should be looking to get rid of him. I think there was managers available at the time. Gary Rowett, for example. I felt like he should have acted a lot quicker there. And I'm disappointed that he didn't, to be honest, because really, you've shot yourself in the foot by keeping him on for that period where you had that rocky patch. You thought you'd go out that rocky patch and then you enter another one and it's sort of like, well, you should have sacked him the first time. round instead of trying to see if the grass would turn greener afterwards, but it didn't. And I think that's really let you down this season. I think your squad as well, I don't think you've invested enough in the summer to actually compete. When you've still got Sebastian Bassong forcing his way into centre-back, I think that's a bit of a concern for any team, but I think that's been your main issue. And then your failure to actually sign another recognised striker. I know Nelson Oliveira has done okay for you, but the failure to sort of go for a player such as the calibre of Ross McCormack, I know he's not been the biggest success, but going for somebody of that calibre, I think that was a main failure for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly been a steep learning curve. Anyway, let's look ahead to Saturday's game. Then, what are you expecting? What are the players us Norwich fans should be looking out for in terms of the Aston Villa players and such, really?
Well, for me, I think it is Conor Moorhan who makes the game tick over. I think him in midfield with Henry Lansbury is an unformidable partnership that's starting to really grow and show some form. I think besides that as well, Mili Jednak, I think, is a class above in this division. I really do not think he's a championship player at the moment, and Crystal Palace have really shot themselves in the foot there as well by letting him go to us, because he's been a rock for us. Whenever he's played, we've won. That says a lot for me. I think he's been that key to our midfield. He sort of sits there, just gathers the play up. He'll start appearing anything going past him. The likes of Wes Hoolahan will really struggle to try and get past him. It'll take something special to get past him. I know, obviously, you call him the Irish Messi, so he's also got some sort of ability. But for me, he's the linchpin on our side. He's the player that really is that rock. He keeps everything together, whether that's defensively or moving forward. He does stuff that other players really can't do.
Finally, let's get your score prediction, mate.
I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't take it, but honestly, it will be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I've said score draw as well. Anyway, go and check out the Villa View on YouTube. Links to them will be in the description. I'll be headed over there to do a little match preview, talking a bit more about Norwich. So go over there, hit subscribe on the Villa View for all the best Aston Villa content, and also hit subscribe to Talk Norwich City. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Once upon a time, a fairy tale.